I know that.
I should know that because I'm a scrapbooker, you know.
You should. And I sell
Shame on
printers, so I
moi.
should probably know it too.
We should both know.
Yeah.
Speaking of photos, how are you going to print them out?
This is how. Bump.
Okay, so this is crazy. This is brand new. Now, here's a little heads up. We have less than 200 to go around.
Oh,
we actually sold a couple from the preview. HP has decided they were going to do this whole new initiative, which I really appreciate.
Smart.
Not only for helping the planet, sustainability, but just smart mathematics,
yes.
okay? And I am such a nerd. I have done the math on this 3 times. So, for instance, I have HP Instant Ink. I thought it was the end of the world. It's the greatest thing ever. And then I did the math on this. You can print up to 18,000 black and white sheets of paper or 8,000 color. I print 10 because I went on my HP site. I could see exactly how many pages I print a month. And on average, I only print 10 sheets, which is unusual. I actually went down 1 because my husband stopped printing all the crazy stuff he used to print. So anyway, I print about 10 sheets a month, which is pretty little small, right? Well, by the time I did all the math, it came out to this printer without any additional ink other than what's included would last me 150 years. I am writing it in the will for my children, my son, to inherit. 150 years without ever having to buy ink again, nor pay a monthly inkage fee, which is what I do right now. So you got to explain this, because this is revolutionary.
It's so smart. I'm really excited to show it to you guys. The first thing I want, everyone has been asking me, is it black and white and color? 100%.
Yes.
It's black and white and color. It is called the Smart Tank system. We've done one Smart Tank printer before, just one time.
Really?
It did not come with 3 years of ink like this one does. It came with 1 year of ink. So this is, I don't think any other place in the country, to my knowledge, has this, where we're including 3 bottles of black and white ink and then 3 bottles of color ink as well. It's about 8,000 color pages, about 18,000 black and white pages, but it is color as well. In fact, let me show you. These are a couple, and you've seen that I've printed out similar photos to these on inkjet, on the non Smart Tank printers. I just want you to see the quality of the prints. The quality of the photos is absolutely beautiful. Also, this one is a duplexer. So I'm gonna set this down for a second. I'm gonna just set these down and walk to show you. This printer is printing out right now. I'm printing from the HP Smart app. That's another big thing. You can print from any computer, from any tablet, from any smartphone directly to your printer. And this is a duplexer as well. So this is a little, soap carving lesson that, on the HP app that you can download and print, which I just did, and it automatically duplexes for you. This is definitely a printer for the planet, and one of the reasons I say that is, and I'm gonna show you how to fill it in just a second because it's really easy to fill. Each ink bottle, okay, and I want to show you again the ink bottles that you get. You get 3 black inks, right, and you just use 1 at a time. So HP calls that 3 years worth of ink. Now they're saying 3 years worth of ink for heavy usage, for people who print.
You're doing it.
100 plus,
not
couple
like my
hundred.
10 sheets a month.
No, I mean, it's wonderful, and people who print 10 sheets a month will love this.
Right.
But if you're, this is really kind of designed and thought of for high volume printing, you know, quite honestly, for people who do hundreds and hundreds of pages a month, right? So, to that end, we've included 3 bottles of black ink, and again, we've never done that before, so that is 3 years of black ink, plus about 8,000 pages of color ink. Now you're thinking, how do I get that into the printer? That must be a mess, that must be, you know, do I need a cauldron? What do I need? It is so easy. In fact, let me just walk over and show you right now.
It's funny because it's the first thing I asked you.
It is. No, it was funny because we've talked a lot about this internally. I've talked with folks at HP, et cetera, about how you do it. And about showing this, and the very first question Sue's had was how do you do it? So I'm gonna take this magenta ink right here and pop it right on, just like that. It snaps on.
Oh.
And that's it. Right now it is draining into the tank. I'm gonna take one of these color inks right here. Sorry, one of the black and white inks, excuse me. I'm just gonna grab that and pop it on.
Isn't that clever?
Over here, there, and yeah, and once it pops on.
Oh, you can see it going.
You can literally watch it drain down. So you see that, if we take kind of a close look at that black over there.
You see it right on this side at least.
You see that it is draining into the, and it's a very, very clean process. It does not take up a lot of
it's not
your
drippy.
energy. No, it's not dripping. It's super duper clean. And then once it's done, it's not quite done yet, I don't think. Once it's done, there is no spill, there is no mess, and you have a about 8,000 pages or so of color ink. Again, we're including in total about 6,000 pages of black and white. So we're including about 18,000 pages of black and white, about 8,000 pages of color. Yeah, I think this is done now, so I'm just gonna...
Wait, how many of you guys are, like, think about how many times you're printing in color. Probably not very often, unless you're like me and I print for my scrapbooks and stuff like that.
Right.
But in general, most of the time we need black. Now, how many pages do you print per month? Hey, if you're doing even 100 pages a month, it's up to 18,000 pages. So even 100 pages a month, we're talking about years of using this before you ever have to think about getting extra ink. It's really shocking.
It's extraordinary when how much you spend on ink right now. Now here's the other thing. I'm gonna just grab a bottle here. This one bottle is, in its volume and in what it can print, is equal to 30 cartridges. Think about how much space this takes up in the landfill, right? How much, it's a lot. They're a lot to buy. You know how much ink cartridges cost. There's 30. This one bottle, and again, we're including a total of 6 bottles, 3 color bottles, 1 of each color, and then 3 black and white bottles. It's a lot to be included. So I'm excited to be doing this here. I think for so many of us, just keeping up with ink, not having to worry about keeping up with it anymore, just sort of going at the onset, okay, this is gonna cost less money in printing. It's about a penny or so per page compared to usually 5 or 6 pennies a page when you use other HP programs. It is a real step forward in printing.
It really is. Now, also, too, there's lots of things it can do. So we should kind of go, because it is an all-in-one, so we'll go over the basics. But here's what we're doing. This is brand new. We're launching it here at HSN. We're super pumped about that, because we love HP. We're $100 off today, while I've got maybe 170 of these still available. So I have just this little baby handful. If you are starting a business and you do heavy-duty printing, this is what you want to invest in. If you've got an old printer, maybe you don't have the instant ink anyway, and you're still going out and spending, $30, $40 on some cartridges, I would really recommend to try this. Because for me, because I'm doing 10 pages a month, I pay for up to 50 pages a month. This would last me years at home. I mean, literally years. And it's obviously it's according to how much you print, but the 18,000 pages, I mean, that's literally years. I mean, 18,000 pages sitting in your living room of paper printed. I mean, think about how much room that would take up and how long it would take to get to 18,000. I just think if you do the math in the long run, and I love what you said, right now, basically I'm 5 cents a page. You're going down to 1 penny a page. In the long run, you know as well as I do, you can just do the math and it's gonna save you a ton of money. I think this is really exciting. And if you are in a business, and let's say a lot of people are starting businesses and they're becoming successful. So they started in the garage and now it's kind of expanding in the living room. And you're required, you have to do more printing. You need to go to a more pro level so it can take, and obviously this is built to take a lot more prints.
That's right, it's designed, so if you're doing 400, 500, et cetera,
like labels
1,000 pages a month, whatever, yeah, this is designed for sort of different capacity printing. You're not replacing your ink cartridges 3 times a month or whatever, you're saving a ton of money. It's great for the environment. This also has, and I just started printing some stuff, so you'll see it printing here. I'm printing from the HP Smart app. You can print photos directly to your printer. In fact, I'll show you here. I think I've got some photos here. You can print photos, you can print documents, you can do all of that kind of stuff. Here's some other stuff that I printed a little bit earlier today. You can also do copies and scans directly from the printer. There's a picture of some of the other electronic guys, Joe and Bill and everybody that we took a couple of, well, yeah, I don't know about that, but we have a lot of fun. So some buttons on the top here. There is a color copy button, there's a black and white copy button, and there's a photo ID. If you're copying your photo ID, there's kind of a special setting for that. Again, when you first set the printer up, it's very, very simple. I'm actually gonna walk over and show you while that's kind of printing some stuff out. A couple of things over here. So this ink bottle is empty now. Just want to point that out. I'm going to put the cap back on it.
So wild.
No mess, no fuss, no nothing.
How do you know when it's needs to be refilled?
Yeah, there will be an indicator light on it, and it will also tell you on your app. So when you download the HP Smart app, it will let you know. Also, this screen, because there's a screen here in front, that will let you know. So you kind of know what your next step will be. You'll close that lid. You'll close this. And then you put in, there's 2 things that kind of look like cartridges that come along with it. They're the actual...
Are they right down there?
They are. They're right here, as a matter of fact. These are actually print heads. So these print heads go in, and then the ink kind of travels through this tube right here into the ink head. So it's, I mean, you don't have to know the science behind the printer. I know only a little bit of it, but what you need to know is the resolution is beautiful. It's incredibly simple to use. It's less expensive over time to print with this.
Right.
And it's really, really good for the environment as well.
That's awesome. And then again, but here's the thing about HP, they never make anything really difficult and hard. So I'm like you, I was watching them pull that black ink out, right? And my first thing I'm thinking is, oh my goodness, is that gonna go, and there's gonna be like a whole bunch of black ink all over that little spot right there. There was literally not a drip. Nothing dripped, nothing at all. It was amazing, actually.
It's very clean. I've done it in my house a couple of times. I've had 2 tank printers and I've set up to kind of practice. I haven't made a mess.
No worries, right?
And I'm OCD as heck about that kind of stuff.
Well, can you
know
imagine?
me.
You got like, nice carpeting and also you get black ink on it.
No,
It's
they've
not
done a
good
really good job
And they wouldn't do that. Like HP is just known. Like I'll tell you, I've had my HP printer. Honestly, I should look it up. I really should look it up. I could probably figure it out by the serial number. I have had it for years and years and years and years, and that darn thing is still going strong. I have no reason to upgrade unless I wanted to save a lot more money, and so I could do that. But that's the great thing about buying an HP. You get incredible results, and you get longevity. You know what drives me crazy nowadays is everybody's making electronics that have a short lifespan because they force you, i.e. your phone. Okay, let's all talk about our phones. So, they're gonna die every 1 or 2 years. My HP just goes strong, and I love it they don't do that. That makes me so angry nowadays that they force you to have to go replace something all the time, so they under-engineer it. HP does not want you to have to do that.
You probably have heard me say this before, but I'm printing I had a picture of Adam Freeman on my tablet, so I'm just showing you again. Any picture, any document, anything from HP Printables, from your phone, your tablet, or your computer, this prints from all your different devices. You've probably heard me say this a lot over the years. I've sold HP for many years at HSN. Probably the #1 complaint I get about both HP printers and computers is, well, there's nothing wrong with my old one, so why do I need a new one? Which is like the best complaint in the world to get, right? They're like, this darn thing won't die. Give it a kick. And HP they build such a high quality instrument across all of their devices. It's nice to know that when you buy a printer that has 3 years of ink included with it, like today, your printer's still gonna be cooking in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Right, true, good
Unlike what you were just saying, so many electronics, which are built to be obsolete for obsolescence.
Yeah, which just drives you crazy. Okay, so here's the scoop. Again, I'm now down to well under 200 left. We do not have a lot of these. I do wanna say, if you are really ramping up going into a business, let's say you've been really successful and you're like, boy, I need more printing needs, this is for you. It's designed to be a heavy duty printer. If you're like me and maybe I don't print that much, but again, I don't want to have to think about buying another printer, or no, maybe better than that. I don't have to think about buying ink potentially for 150 years at the rate I use my black and white ink. I mean, that to me is really, you kind of got to get your head around it because it's up to 18,000 black prints and up to 8,000 full color.
That's wild.
So think about it. If I'm not doing the full 8.5 by 11 here. Let's say I'm only gonna do little pictures in color.
If you're doing 4x6s, or you're doing...
so that's gonna go even longer.
It goes even longer.
Like, you really gotta start thinking about it. And we're talking, literally, they're saying a penny a print.
About a penny a print. That's an approximate, but it's pretty close, right? Depending on what you're printing. The whole idea behind this is fill it and forget it.
That's great.
You put the ink in, you saw how easy that is to do. You literally, open it up, pop it on the top of the ink well and let it fill. And by the way, Suzanne was asking about how do you know when it's empty? It lets you know when it's empty. And if it doesn't fill up all the way, you just recap the bottle, put it away, and you can put more ink in.
Oh, great.
In other words,
so if it gets like 3/4 full and you're like, I think I gotta put some more in.
Whenever you want.
Like gas tank.
Like the gas tank.
Now, I gotta ask you a quick question too. Do we just, to copy, do we just lift the top up?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't show that. I got a little, my bad. So you walk over here, you pop a page on the top, like I'm doing right here, and then you see it actually lights up for you. This is how smart it is. Can you guys show, look. That lit up to show you what button to press. So that's gonna be a color copy. The other one would have been a black and white copy. That's how easy it is to make a copy. You can do a scan in a similar way. You can
also, it will scan.
It will scan, yeah, it will print, it will scan. And also, I'll just kind of show you here, go back to my home screen. On the HP Smart app, which is just such a good app. You're able to do like your printables or shortcuts. You can do a mobile fax from here. This is where you print your photos, print your documents, or your camera scan. You can use your device, or you can use your phone or your tablet, or you can use your printer to do a scan. And making a copy is all here, as well as several of those functions are on the front of the printer too.
I have a question too. Do they upgrade, and this is not HP's fault, it can basically be my computer's fault, being able to scan? Because sometimes scanning can be kind of a pain.
Yeah, no, good question. I think the easiest way to do a scan, period, is to do it from here. So you literally pop it on there. You go to, where's my scanner? I've got it on here somewhere. Camera, scan, here we go. You go to printer scan, tap here to start a scan from your HP printer, and place scan there, and this does, see, it says on there, it's scanning, and it's now the document that I just put in there. Yeah, so Suzanne was saying,
that's
scanning can be
so much
difficult.
faster.
No, scanning is really, really quite easy.
And it's really fast. I'm sure once it's
Yeah,
scanned in, it'll clear up too.
there we go. Yeah, it will. That's just the sort of preview.
Yeah.
It thinks about it for a minute, and then it will clear it up for you.
That's cool. And then you can say, send it or print
And
it.
then you can print it. Of course, you have it printed already if you're scanning it.
Oh, right, now it's in here.
Right, and now you can edit it. You can what's it called when you crop it. You can do all those kind of things.
That's awesome.
Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, because again, I don't know what it is. I think it is my computer, by the way, but the scanning is really difficult on mine. It just doesn't, it takes me like 20 steps, and I'm like, that's a whole lot easier, especially if you have to do a lot of scanning. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up. I am down to about 140 left, and then this will be completely sold out. Please remember, we're $100 off. It's on sale. I mean, we're not really launching it today because it's brand new, but the darn thing's on sale on top of that, and now you're really gonna get years and years of fabulous printing results or high capacity if that's your need. Hey, by the way, don't forget about our HSN Protection Plus. Here's why I love it. An elephant could walk over the laptop coming up or over this printer, and you don't have to worry about it. So if you have a lot of elephant herds running through your house, it could be the kids who break the screen or break the, the lid. You don't have to worry about it when you have our Protection Plus. There's no deductibles, which is great. There's no surprises, and do check out more information on that on hsn.com. Coming up, I have it. Imagine if this were a beautiful HP laptop, really lightweight, but a bigger screen. Stay with us.
Dive into deals with HSN's first